Shot in the beer, shake it up. Rips, please. It's pornographic. Welcome to YouTube. Yes, the technology of the future. Hi, baby girl. I need to get it. Can anyone get me a rip cam? If I'm going to be doing this, I need a camera on the dips if we're going to be doing the show. She is down here to my left. Oh, this baby girl. Being a bit of a silly goose. Welcome, everybody, to my YouTube channel. It is Chaddukes. Thank you so much for tuning in. A little impromptu. I wouldn't even know if I would call this solid dudes. I would call this something. Everybody is piling in now. Yes. We will be accepting super chats. We don't have to get them, but if we do get them, all the better. But I have a little bit of news to share with you today before I go into tape tonight's episode of the Chaddukes Show, which I'm very excited to be doing. Hotman Ted will be my guest. He has some thoughts on all of the drama that transpired this past week concerning our good friend, the shirtless Puerto Rican. So looking forward to getting all of his conjecture. I'm going to imagine it's going to be very, very critical. But it's been a heck of a morning. I've been driving around, got the oil changed in the car, the truck, rather. I don't drive a fucking car. I drive a truck. It's just, let me tell you something. Beautiful downtown scenic Centerville. There's nothing like it. I know a lot of people say Telluride is one of the most beautiful places in Los Estados Unidos. I challenge you to go to the intersection of 66 and 29 in Centerville and just take a look at all the orange barrels and all of the disgusting shit that is going on around there. It's absolutely freaking phenomenal. All right. So I do, we're doing an episode tonight. It'll be available tomorrow at 2 o'clock for subscribers. So fret not. Just because I'm here doesn't mean I won't be there. But I did have a little bit of news to share with you, and it's about this. It's about where we are right here, and what is going to transpire. So I've learned that people are creatures of habit, and because of that, you need to have a strict schedule, and you need to have a schedule that makes sense to people so they know when you're going to go live. And I've got a weird schedule. I run a small business. I run 2 small businesses. I got my show and I got my store. So I need to be flexible there. And I've got I've got a life I want to maintain. I see there's a lot of streamers that seem to go live all day, every day, which God bless them. But that's kind of not what I want to do. Oh, I can show you this before we get to the announcement. I got my today in the mail. It's a big mail day. A lot of you may think I look like Blossom in this hat, but this is my Pizza Hut Red Roof hat. And the best part about this hat is take a look at the underside of the rim. It's like the light that they had in the old school Pizza Huts. I pre-ordered these things like 100 years ago for the Virginia Pizza Crusade, and they finally arrived today. So I'm very, very excited. Thank you for the stars, Edard Smelkowski. I never know how to say your name, bud. At some point, we're going to have to meet up in person, and you're going to have to tell me how to say your fucking name, because I don't know. What does this say? All right, you could change the background around a little bit here. That's kind of interesting. Still learning how all this works. To be honest with you, I like having somebody run this shit for me. It's the greatest hat you've ever seen. Well, thank you, Matthew. I'm a bit partial to it as well. It was a little overpriced. Anyway, now that I have my hat on, we can continue. I have a bit of an announcement to make. I want to be over here live interacting with people more often. And to start with, I wanted to set a manageable goal that I'm not going to overextend myself, because what I generally do is I get all fucking fired up and I say I'm going to write a chapter of a book a week, or I'm going to go to a pizza place every week, and then I'm not as fired up for it as I was when I began. So I'm trying to learn in my old age, in my middle age, to figure out some boundaries, and of course knowing thyself, and that's what I'm going for here. So I want to endeavor to have some structure, but then I also want to be realistic about it. So that is why I have decided, drum roll please. I'm assuming there's somebody in the audience going right now. All right. Starting today, but certainly moving forward, Solid Dudes with Chaddukes will have a regular time slot each and every week. Now, that doesn't mean that we will be limited to that time slot. I think it's very, very possible that guests become available, shit comes up, I get a few in me, and I decide, hey, let's jump on the fucking stream and do some radio, because that's basically what I view this as. But as of right now, I thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. As of right now, you can expect, set your watch by, and hopefully everyone that's in here right now has already hit the little bell thingy and liked the stream and done all the stuff that you're supposed to like that somehow helps us grow on YouTube. I still haven't figured that out yet. For me, at least, it's the same, 200 misguided souls that have followed me since my exodus from radio. And by the way, cheers to you, friendos. I will be doing streams on Wednesday at 3 and Fridays at 7. So you can set your fucking watch by it. You say, Dukes, what type of a fucking loser sets up his stream for 7 p.m. on a Friday? This type of fucking loser. That's the type of loser that does it, because I got to work at my shop on Saturday. My wife and I like to hang out socially on different nights of the week. So yeah, I think it'll work just fine. That I've noticed the Friday night streams are a shitload of fun. And I noticed people are more, I'll be honest with you, they get a little lubed up and they're a little bit more light and loose and free flowing with the super chats, which is, I'm not going to say isn't a motivating fucking factor. For instance, today I'm a little nervous. It is 2:35. Have not received one. I'm not going to be one of those people that begs for them, but it is kind of an indicator as how people feel, how the whole thing is going. So that is going to be part of it, but not all of it. One of the main reasons I do want to be here is I like doing the podcast the way that it is with the boys and hanging out and shooting shit, but I do miss the interaction with everybody. I do miss talking to people live as it takes place. That includes the dickheads that show up, but we'll deal with the dickheads. Corey, for the love of God, this man putting the stream on his back as he always does. There's just no need, you crazy son of a bitch. What a super chat from my guy. Fucking legend, Corey Rita. By the way, I cannot recommend no free plugs, but the HT Traders Watermelon Mint Sparkling Mint Bubbly Water is the new 1 seed. Actually, it's not even the new 1 seed. It's been the 1 seed for a minute. Corey, thank you so much, and good afternoon to you, my friend. I hope you will be watching live later on tonight as Hot Man Ted is with us for the beautiful episode of the Chad Duke Show, which we'll be doing for subscribers. Hoots will supersede tonight. Well, that is the thing, Roscoe P. Coltrane. That is a very interesting question. By the way, can you take a picture where your tongue's not sticking out? Jesus Christ, that bums me out. Nothing bums me out more than seeing. There's two things that make me want to fucking kill myself. Well, there's a bunch, but there's two that make me want to kill myself online. How many 48-year-old dudes think that we want to see their feet? And how many 48-year-old dudes think that we want to see their tongue? It just is disgusting. So, the hoot, I believe, is going to be able to be incorporated into what I'm talking about right here. The hoot is going to be able to be a part of the Friday stream. So instead of it superseding what we're doing here, it's just going to be that. So the hoot will be able to stream on Facebook and on YouTube the way that we're doing now. We'll be able to accept stars and super chats and see the chat for both. I actually have a meeting on Sunday with Tor and Jimmy J and Dirk from the website, and Josh Roca's Skyping in. Is Skyping in still a fucking thing? So hopefully we're going to get that hammered out. So if there is a hootenanny, nothing is affected. It's just going to be seamless, except we'll use the setup that we have at the studio, which is some very expensive cameras, unlike the shitty $60 Logitech that I have here at my house. David Stroll, thank you so much for the $19.99. Guys, feel free. I noticed that you guys are donating over here like you donate on the show for donations. If you just want to super chat over a few bucks just to get the comment up on the screen, that's fine. I do appreciate the monster donations, but just don't feel like you have to do that. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. So yeah, the basic premise is that you don't lose anything from what you're already getting. I just want to be able to have a set schedule, because not only is it good for me, but it is good, I think, for everybody else that has shit to do. So you'll know when I'm going to be on here. And I feel like with 2 different time slots, like we'll be able to get, a lot of the same 79 of you that are in here now, but different, people are free at different parts of the day. So that was my thought behind it. And then ideally what this leads up to is I think 3 days a week is where I'd like to be on YouTube. I'm open to suggestion. I'm open to what you guys think. This is all still pretty new to me. Basically, what I'm cobbling together is a business plan based on a lot of different fucking streams that I watch. Can you not go under the table? There's nothing Ripley likes better than instead of going around the table, going under the table where all the cords are. It just drives me fucking nuts. So yeah, that is it. I have to have it up for a few more days. Lost a bet with the kids. I know how ridiculous. Oh, you're talking about sticking out your tongue and the fucking. Oh, all right. Well, it's just regrettable. That's all. No big deal. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Speaking of big faces, there he is. There's my guy right down there at the bottom left. Alex, thank you very much. I appreciate it, brother. Looking forward to all the content. Thanks, bud. Well, appreciate you, Ricardo. Thank you for saying that. I hope I can put you down for a fucking like and a share and all that good shit. So that's basically it. What I will say right now is that we have first couple of shows I think are going to be a shitload of fun. I think I got Tour coming on this Friday. So if you're tuning into this Friday, Solid Dude Gigantor will be on with me. He's never been on, so it'll be his debut. If you're tuning in next week, I think E-Rock's coming on with me. I know that I've got Dylan Narang scheduled to come on at some point, my director in my movie that'll never fucking come out. I've got some fun people that you should be familiar with on the show that will be hanging out with me over here. And look, if there's anybody you feel compelled, I enjoyed having Othello on and Blue Shorts and fucking who else has been on here? All the crazy bastards, Joe and Ant-Man and all the regulars that you hear. But the cool thing about this is that I can get on whoever the fuck I want. So if there is a guest that I used to have on the show or that you think would be good on here, shoot me a DM, man. I'm not easy to I am easy to get a hold of. Just go ahead and reach out because I want it to be kind of an evolving thing. And I want it to be fun. Like, there is an enormous amount of anger on YouTube. They let shit fly. Here's what's crazy about YouTube is it's so policed, right? But they let shit fly on YouTube that you would never be able to get away with on terrestrial radio. Like, never be able to get away with on terrestrial radio. And quite frankly, there's some shit that flies on YouTube that I don't think you'd be able to get away with on satellite radio. So as policed as people claim that it is, it's kind of like the Wild Wild West over here. So I don't have a big enough audience to get some of the guys on here that I would like yet, but hopefully it grows into that. I'd love to get, the Critical Drinker on and fucking Nerdrotic and all those guys. Like, I think it'd be fun, but I think I would have to bring more to the table as far as a community over here. So we'll figure that out. Ricardo says, how will that conflict with the Friday night hoots? Well, it doesn't conflict. You must have just you're interrupting my stream of you Dukes. Oh, you mean you're listening to my show right now? Well, I apologize for that. Go back and listen to the show. This isn't all that entertaining. It's not going to interfere, Ricardo. We had somebody ask about this. It won't interfere because if there is a hoot nanny, it'll just be on both. It'll just be on Facebook and it'll be on over here. So you're going to be able to watch and listen and interact the same way that you always did. It would just become that Friday night's episode of the Chad Duke Show. I am hoping, I can't 100% promise it. I'm hoping by next Friday, those of you that watch the show, you already know this. Next Friday is a very big show. It is the Broken Penis Sword Show. We've never done one of these before. It is the second anniversary of my producer Jester breaking his penis, and we're going to do a big party for it. We're also going to do a sword show, so we're going to be chopping up inflatables with samurai swords. Also, Money Monk from Monk's Barbecue in Percival, my presenting sponsor, is cutting short his vacation so that he can drive back. He has a commercial-grade hot dog roller. We're going to be serving half dogs up in the studio. So we have a shitload of stuff planned for that. What I would prefer is that is the first version of this. So it's the Hoot Nanny, and it's also the first one of these, which is on both of the sites. So does that make sense? Does that clear it up? If anybody has any more questions, fire them off. I'm here to serve you. Yeah, this is a good fucking point. On-health situation is nuts. We will be talking to Ted, to Hotman Ted, this very evening about this. that very topic. He's so compelled by the batshit crazy shirtless Puerto Rican wife going back to work controversy that we have been celebrating over on the Chaddukes show for the past week and a half or so, that he felt compelled to come into the studio and get everything off his chest. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. And I absolutely think that people are still interested in that story. I know I am. What are the chances of getting Sean Salisbury on? Reached out to Sal's last week. He did not get back to me. He's a little difficult to get a hold of, but I don't know. If you want to tweet over to him pleasantly and say you'd like to see him on the show, I think it'd be great to see Sal's here. I mean, I know he does shit like that with people. I think having Sal's in this forum would be absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I would love that, but you got to understand something, Jason. I'm a bit autistic when it comes to knowing whether or not people are fucking livid with me. Like, there's a lot of times I've pissed somebody off. I don't know it. They're not speaking with me. I haven't picked up on it for whatever reason. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty sensitive dude, and I kind of am good at gauging how people feel around me, but I don't have a good sense for that. And I haven't spoken to him in a while. And when I texted him to come on the show, he did not text me back. So we'll have to see. Bobby Nichols says, will Oathman be living up his commitment for more content? He's certainly living up to his commitment for more contact over on his podcast. Are you talking about on my show? I don't know. One of my ideas is this is where the Rodcast reinvigorates itself. Like, I could definitely see once a month me, Oathman, and the Tube sitting down doing the Rodcast and just having an episode. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an idea that I've kicked around. Those two guys are really, really difficult to fucking pin down to get them to commit to anything. So I don't know. Oh, look at that, a super chat. God forbid. Yo, thank you, Joel Jung. Appreciate that. Sure, do you think Big Stu could be a solid dude with you? That is a really good question, Joel. I think, at least for the first time, I'm working on something big as we speak involving Big Stu Morris, and I don't want to give that away right now, but I think that will be exciting. But if I am going to do radio with Stu, I think it needs to be in person. I think it needs to be on the Chaddukes show in the studio with his brother there, because I don't know that while this is cool and the technology being as easy as it is to use now is great and it makes everybody's life easier, it still doesn't touch being in the studio with somebody. It's not even fucking close. So thank you for the super chat. And I do believe that if I'm going to do that with Big Stu in the near future, it's going to have to be in person, because you guys hear how that dude is. I mean, he's incredibly entertaining, but he's off the fucking wall. Like, he's off the ball. He's off the fucking bouncing around the room like fish. Joe Theismann could be fun. I'd love to have Theismann on. Theismann's one of my favorite people in the fucking world. When is the third episode of Toon Talk going to be? As soon as you put that tongue back in your mouth, Roscoe, we will get it done. Absolutely. Appreciate the radio file posted content as well. Revisited some. Pharrell as a talker for sure. I think I asked 3 questions during the Scotty Pharrell radio file. Yeah, if you want to check that out, that's in the back catalog. So as soon as I jump off here, it's a great segment, but it's a lot of Scott. I think there's like 6 or 7 radio files up there. There's the Bode radio file. Who else? Sam Roberts. I think the Eric Nagel one is up there. The Justin Schlegel one's up there. Scotty Farrell. I definitely have one with Ron Bennington on. I don't know where that one is. Somebody text E-Rock. Where's E-Rock? Is Kumia done with his show? Send him the link. I'm going to send E-Rock the link. You think I can send him the link from here? Probably not. What about a Facebook Messenger? Yeah, let me do that. I'm a Facebook message E-Rock and see if he wants to come on. That's another cool thing about this, man. Is it like, if I know that probably all of you guys are used to this shit and like the technology is something that you're accustomed to. Not for me. Like, I'm a boob and a rube. This is all new because I didn't consume my entertainment this way. You know how I do. I like to shit on something completely until I go all in with it. Everybody knows the way that I operate. Is that a healthy way to have a life? No, it's not. right, I'm going to send him the link right now and see if he jumps on. What do you guys think? Oh, God, nothing works ever. All right, invite, copy link, go over here, Facebook Messenger. There we go. I got some questions. I just don't know if Kumi is taping right now, because if he is, I think probably Nagel's involved with that shit. But again, big moral of the story in here today. Boom. Not quite 3 o'clock yet, but Wednesdays at 3, Fridays at 7, Solid Dudes with myself and special guests will be going on this entire fucking summer. So enjoy that. Can you get Joe's nude brother on? Thank you for the super chat, Jason Adams. Is that somebody you want to hear from? I mean, is Joe's nude brother I guess that'd be a big get, considering he has no idea what's going on with his universe and seems to be fairly antisocial and rude. I'd say he's also rude. And I'll just say an asshole. I know Joe won't say that, but he goes into Joe's room and drinks his beer and his fucking liquor without telling him. So I'm going to say he's also kind of a dick. That certainly wouldn't be the first or last time on here that I've had a dick on. Oh, look at that, Tom. But how do you say your last name, dude? I don't want to fuck that up. Glad to see you finally on YouTube. I think I know better. You know, I always say that about people. I bitch and moan about them, and I say they think they know better and they don't. I think I know better. But also, man, I mean, I think I said this on a previous episode, but you got to understand, dude. Like, it's pretty fucking traumatic to go through reading your name in the Washington Post that you're a hate monger. And I'm just like, what? And I think I needed to cocoon up for a little while, and it's been a couple years now, and I'm good to go. And here we are out in front of everybody and naked. Wait, can you reset? I missed the announcement. Sure, I can reset. They say that in radio, so that's why you do it in quarter hours, that people are always tuning in at different times. Here you go, Dan. Woo bam. Woo bam. Excuse me, Dustin Devine. Dan Devine used to come on my show and talk NBA. The big announcement is, well, there's my Facebook Messenger, so you can see all the fucking chicks that I have to take messages from that Jester is harassing. Wednesdays and Fridays right here. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to come in and hang out, and I hope it goes well. Like, I hope it's just another extension of what I've been doing. It certainly doesn't. It shouldn't step on the toes of anything that's happening with the show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I appreciate everybody super chatting, because it does, I don't want to say make it worthwhile, but it certainly adds to everything else that I'm trying to accomplish. It certainly eases the burden of everything else that's going on. So it's the best way that I have to put it. So more content, much need. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. Joey, my goodness gracious. 8172. I love to see any show that brings back Dane's dad driving off voice. I'm actually drawing a blank on that one, Joey. Thank you so much for the very generous super chat, first and foremost. But it's not the Dane voice. It's not that, is it? I'm going to go to Dolphin Beach. It's in a nice neighborhood. It's not that voice, right? Dane's dad, because does Dane's dad leave them? Honestly, I forget. Thank you, brother. That's a nice piece of business for the 20 spot. Yeah, somebody clear that up for me. If anybody knows in the chat, I forgot the Dane's dad driving off voice. Be weird. Joe's mom would be good content as well. Thank you for the super chat, Tully K. I mean, she's providing good content for the show just by existing and fucking me over, but I don't know that it would be good content for here, because I think there is a language barrier, and also it doesn't seem like, it seems very chaotic over there. It seems like there's a lot of animosity over there, and I don't necessarily want to play into that. Yo, Joey, thanks again for this one, brother. But anything's possible. I'll see. I mean, Joe's on the phone with her while he's on the stream. Maybe he could slap a fucking laptop down in front of her and, put the headphones on that have the little, coach, I'm the offensive coordinator calling in the play microphone. Most important question, where did you get that Pizza Hut hat? Yeah, so I wish I would have bring the box down. Check this out. So oh, look. Oh, no. Look at the fucking big line I have on my head now. The big question is, do our alien overlords, our AI overlords know us? And I would say unequivocally yes, because there was a company called Chain, no free plugs. I paid for this fucking hat. And they had Red Roof Pizza Hut hats on sale for pre-order. Check out the middle. This is the best part. It's just like the chandelier. I think you could turn this fucking hat inside out and wear it like that too. And they're like, if we sell enough of these pre-ordered Red Roof hats, we'll make them. So I immediately ordered 5 of them for everybody in the Virginia Pizza Crusade. So that's where I got it from. I don't know if they're still for sale. I don't know anything about the brand that made them, but that's where I got it. What's up, Brian from Natural Red Catering? Let's see here. If I remember correctly, Dane's dad wasn't around, but they just kind of reconnected. But his dad would hang out at the end of the street and then just kind of drive by to see them. Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, Dane had just met his dad, had been missing in action, and then Dane he met him again, and then his dad would drive by and do the whole, "Hey, good to see you, son. I'll see you next week." One of those bits. I do like those bits. That could have been it. It's been so long, man. I think about how many years ago that was. There was one of the broadcasts you and Oath and McDane's head driving off as the voice faded into the distance. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of a long-standing bit. You know what I mean? It's kind of one that I do for a lot of different things. It's a multi-purpose bit. So yeah, I can understand that. All right. All right, well, I think that does it. I'm excited. I'm hoping you guys come along for the journey. If you have anybody, I know it's a very difficult thing to turn people on to my show if they're not kind of indoctrinated, if they don't have all of the, you guys are given fucking stories that are years old, and it's difficult to get people in on that shtick. But I think this will be a good tool to introduce people to the show, because the show is still the focus, the show that I do every day. But I think this could be a way to get normies to say, hey, if you think this asshole is mildly humorous, then maybe you would like the rest of the shit. So, yeah, when I'm doing these, hopefully you can get somebody that maybe potentially would be willing to suffer through an hour of conversation, that maybe there's a couple of chuckles, and that would be the goal that I have. All right, cool. The new version would be Tor driving off on the scooter. Yeah, I mean, Tor's going to be on Friday, by the way. I hope that I appreciate all 76 of you being in here now, but I think we can do better on fucking Friday. I don't even know. Here's what I'd like to know. I want to get into some more personal shit with Tor on that show. What would you guys like to hear or like to know more about with Young Gigantor? I think that's something that you could be contemplating and then letting me know. Because I really do think that there's a great opportunity when he starts talking about himself. Sometimes he doesn't even know that what he's doing is fucking bizarre. And those are some of my favorite moments on the show. So I think if he's got a couple of drinks into him, or in a live format such as this, I think that it's going to lend itself to some really solid information being ascertained about our guy. All right, Wednesdays at 3 p.m., Fridays at 7 p.m. When was the last time Tor had a girlfriend? Well, you're not going to know about his other job. He's keeping that separate. So I'm not going to do anything that puts his livelihood in jeopardy. So his other job, by the way, isn't that interesting. So if you think that's some sort of big nugget, David Stroll, it's not. I guarantee your job is more interesting than his job. And I believe the last time Tor had a girlfriend was in college, because I saw pictures of her, and she is stunning. So she must have been a huge pain in the ass, or Tor thought he was going to go on some sort of fucking miraculous tear after he got out of college, because that's generally when you do your most fucking, right, when you leave college. Yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, all that will be on Friday, so I will see you guys then. Thank you so much to all of our super chats. Very, very generous. Corey Rita, of course, king of the hill, as he always is. All right, guys, make sure you're signed up and lock, stocked, and ready to cock rock. We will be back here on Friday, but tonight, if you are a Facebook subscriber of the Chad Dukes Show, we'll be streaming that live as well. Hotman Ted will be my guest live in studio. It should be a hoot. Need a way to end these because this is really just kind of unprofessional.